Hello everyone, it's Fiona again, and for today we are getting on with our Valentine's Day journal. Yesterday I just showed you the papers and bits and pieces that I'm going to be using to decorate the journal. So today we're going to be making the cover and just decorating up the pages a little bit. And if I get time, I'll make a little insert for the inside cover. But if I don't get time for that today, we'll do that in the next video. So first, I'll just show you how I've sort of organised my pages. So I just keep them clipped together like this, and I sort of do all the work on my pages before I actually sew them into the cover. So I just keep them in place like this until I'm ready to sew them in. So I'll just go through and show you what order I've put them. So I put this one on the front, and it's got that. Then I've got some coffee dyed paper, another pattern paper, and that's got the printed coffee dyed paper on the back, some scrapbooking paper, and I know this is all white, but I'll be doing some stenciling and you know, covering it up with other things. Some red paper, some more coffee dyed paper, more from the kit, and then I've got my envelope here. That's that side, and I'll be making a pocket out of that. And then coffee dyed, that one, that old letter, and then I've got another scrapbooking paper here, coffee dyed, and more scrapbooking paper than the old menu, hotel menu. And this is some pink cardstock here. And this page, coffee dyed paper, and that's one of the backing papers there in the kit, and that's the centre. So then it'll just be the same on this side, but obviously the opposite side. And yeah, that one. So when we come to this, because the envelope, I'm gonna sew it down like this. So when we come to this flap, I'm going to be attaching something to that, like a flip out or something like that. So do that in one of our videos. And that's it. So I'll just get that right and put my clips back on, and then I'll start making the cover. I want all my pages straight together because I'm going to be measuring this to see how big I want my cover. So I was going to make a hard cover, but I decided to go with a softer cover. So I'm using an old file folder. Oh, I didn't put that over the hole. There we go. I'm using or in Australia we call them manila folders. So I like to use these a lot. And you can just buy them by the 10 pack, they're quite cheap. So I'm just going to put my signature like this, and I've already drawn a few pencil lines here just to mark where I want to cut. So I've gone out maybe about, I could probably go out a little bit more actually, maybe about, oh no, a couple of millimeters, or I don't know, that might be 1/8 of an inch out from the edge of the pages. And then I've got a little spine here. This would be, where's my ruler? There it is. I only want it to be about 3/4 of an inch spine, so let's open this out. So it's only one signature, I don't need a very big spine. So I'm using the fold that is the centre fold, and I'm just going to, if I want 3/4 of an inch, I'm going to roughly mark it here. So that's 3/4 of an inch. So actually it might be easier in centimetres for me, because I can't really figure out what's half of 3/4 of an inch. So let's say 2 centimetres. So I'm going to mark it 1 centimetre on either side of the fold, and the fold will be in the centre of my spine. So it's already about 1 centimetre there, so 1 centimetre that side as well. So I'll go down to the bottom. It's already 1 centimetre, 1 centimetre there. So I'm going to start first by cutting the bottom off, because then I'll have that bit out of the way. So yeah, we've got that line there. You see, and I've made it roughly the same height as the pages, because I don't mind if I have tabs or ribbons sticking out the top. I kind of like to see them. And I didn't want to go too far over here, so just about 1/8 of an inch. But here I'm going to mark it, yeah, actually about there. So I think that's cutting it a bit fine. So I'm going to get my paper trimmer and just cut this off. So let's see, if I put this in straight, it should just give me a straight cut on that line I've put there. I don't know if you can see what I'm doing. So I'm just lining it up with my little notch there. And that bit on. You can keep this for, I think I'll make a little folio out of it for part of the journal. So that's that. And so on this side, just make sure I've got the right line. There and there, around about, yeah, there, because I just want to, you know, allow for any things that I might put in there. I'm going to cut this down. So I don't actually sort of, I used to sometimes make the cover first and then make the pages fit, but I think it's a lot better if you do your pages to what size you want, and then you can just, you know, you can just measure like that to make the cover, rather than having a set measurement to be a cover and then finding that your pages don't fit. But I guess it depends what size. If you're making a particular size journal, then that's going to be different. But and you can round your corners if you want to. But I think if I round my corners, I'd want to round every page, every one of my pages as well. So I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to get my, so to make the folds for the spine, I've just got a, call these little embossing tool, and I'm just going to do that with my ruler. Or you can use your bone folder, or so I just have to get my cutting mat for this. That's going to fit under there. Yep. Just move my coffee. I don't want to spill that. I'm just going to run my ruler down like this. 1 centimetre, 1 centimetre. And I should be able to make a fold line. That's that one. And that's that one. We'll just make folds on those. And it looks straight. Make sure I've got that straight before I do it. That's one. And where's my other one? There it is. And there we go. So that's the spine. About 2 centimetres or 3/4 of an inch. So as I said, I've got the other fold line in the centre there, but that's okay because it just gives you a bit more expansion. I actually don't mind it like that, and it's giving me a line to sew my signatures in. So I might just do that one as well. That's going to be the cover. Now, so first of all, I'm going to cover the outside. Just checking this out. Yeah, I think that's a good size to cover. Could even cut a little bit extra off here, but I'll see how I go. I don't know what it measures. It ends up measuring 6 1/4 by 8 1/2 almost. Okay, Now what I wanted to use was, I was going to use fabric, but I couldn't find any that would match, so or scrapbooking paper, but I've decided, I've got this gift bag here, which was given to me by a relative. So I think what I'm going to do, I'm just making sure that it's going to cover, oh, that's not the cover, that was my scrap piece. Oh, silly me, where's the cover gone? Under there. I just want to make sure that it's going to, no, it's not going to wrap around the whole thing. So what I could do is cut a piece for the front and a piece for the back, because the back and the front are the same, and then I could put a piece of the pink on the spine. Okay, so I'm just gonna go and cut this off camera, so you don't have to watch me doing that. Okay, so I've got my pieces cut for the front and back outside cover. I think they go up this way. Right? Yeah, that way. I think I want that one on the front. And by the way, I kept the little ribbons off the top and the little pink circle tag, because we can use that in the journal. And then I've got the offcuts from the bag as well. Gift bags are actually a really good way to cover your journals, because they're quite a thick, like a cardstock. This one's sort of a semi-gloss. Yeah, and they're good quality, so keep your gift bags. So what I'm going to do is, yeah, I'm going to glue this one on the front like this. I'm not too worried about this side because I'll be putting something else over the spine. And I've just got a tiny bit of the folder showing all the way around, so I'll be inking that and I'll be stitching all the way around. So I'm just going to go ahead and do a little bit of inking on the paper first. Just quickly. It's up that way, wasn't it? Yep. I'll do this one. I've got to get myself another inking tool, because all I've got is the makeup sponges at the moment. But they work okay. So inking around the edge of the cover. And this is obviously optional. You don't have to ink if you don't like that vintagey look, but I just like it. And I think it adds a bit of kind of definition to your journal. So not worrying about the spine at the moment, or the inside. Just want to get these glued down. So it doesn't matter which is the back or the front, they're both pretty much the same. So let's do the front. And I will be decorating this up at the end, so I think I'll do it when I finish my journal. And I'm not too worried about the amount of glue because I'm going to stitch all the way around the edges. Just make sure that's even. I think that's even enough. A bit more of a gap up the top actually. Must have done a bit of crooked cutting there. Never mind, when you do your stitching you can't really notice that too much. And junk journals don't have to be perfect, right? Yeah. So there's the front colour. I think that looks really pretty. That will flatten out as the glue dries. I'll put on the back one. Do have to push it down a fair bit because I think the shiny surface, this bag's got a shiny surface on the inside, so it doesn't stick as easily as a matte surface. I think that's another reason why I'd rather sew around it to make sure it's not going to come off. But before I sew around, I will put the little spine piece on. Smoothing that out. This one a bit more. I hope I'm not wobbling the camera. Sorry if I am. I tend to do that. So my table's a bit of a wobbly table, so I apologise if I am moving the camera. So that seems to be all good for now. Now the spine, let's see, going to, I could actually, just wondering if I should just use one of these strips or do I want, this is the side of the bag, do I want that? Actually, that's not a bad idea because it's got the crease in the middle, just like my spine has. Adds a bit of contrast there. So let me just cut this off and then I'll get it to the right size. Actually, I think this piece was about right, so I could use it as a template. Yeah. And that's I'll actually put it in my paper trimmer, which I think I threw on the floor somewhere. I don't have a lot of room, so I just use things and then throw them on the floor till I'm ready to use them again. So I want to hold that in place though, so actually I need to cut that off. I'll cut this off. Bit of washi tape will probably do it, because as you know you can want to try and get it even on either side of that line, but I might cut a little bit off the edges anyway, so it's not too worried. I'm just eyeballing it. I'm not a big measurer unless it's necessary. So yeah, you can just peel the washi tape off afterwards. Let's put might not look very straight, but I don't think this is actually straight across the top there. Let's see, because I do need a straight edge. It's straight enough. And we would want this to fold out this way. Alright, let's get on with this. I'm going to be forever on the cover if I don't. Yeah, see that's just enough there. I'll put a little bit of tape on the side, I think. And then, yeah, I'll actually bottom. So I'll cut this side first. Just lining up this corner with my little notch. And let's see, put it straight. Cut there. I wonder if I can cut through this washi tape. Let's just cut that end off. Let's do this side. I know this isn't a perfect way of measuring, guys. Sorry, it's not. This is just my sort of process. I'm not always exact. But you can, you know, get your ruler and measure and then cut it perfectly. And rip this one off. That's pretty straight. I've set for a little bit on that edge there, which I'll fix. good that my paper trim is nice and sharp. I've got a Marion Smith. Got this in Spotlight in Australia, and I've never had to change the blade, and I've had it for like over a year, which is really good. Okay, that looks good to me. Let's bring back our journal cover. I think I decided that to be the front. It's feeling sturdier already, but once I've covered the inside, it will be even better. So I'm going to glue this. I'm glad it's got that little fold in the middle there. I'm going to glue this on there like that. And then I'll probably add some trim down here, you know, once I decorate the cover. Some trim down here, and it'll cover up those edges. And actually I think I'll sew down here and here as well. I'll sew around the whole journal and down here and here, but I'll do that off camera. So let's just quickly glue it down. I'll need a little bit of ink. I don't have any decent inking tools at the moment. This is another little makeup sponge that's on its last legs. Let's ink down the centre, and you don't have to do this, as I said. But I like it to add like just a little vintagey look. And I'm looking for my glue, so just using the old Elmer's school glue here, actually the clear one. I use this, or I use a tacky glue, which works really well. The tacky glue is really good for most things, even for fabric. Get it as even as I can, and get this. I think I've got the fold on the line bit, yep, and then we'll have to refold the actual spine bits. But I'll just wait for this to dry a little bit, because I don't want it to move. It'll move if it's not properly dry. Let's see, where's our little folds? There's one. Still a little bit wet, but I can just do this now. And this one. There. This way. Very good. Yep, I'm happy with that. So I'm going to go off camera again now, and I will sew all the way around, and then I'll also sew down these bits here. and I'll be back. So I've stitched all the way around the edge of the front of the journal and then down these bits here. So that's looking pretty good now. And while I was there, on the inside I just put some pink paper, some pink scrapbooking paper that I had. And I know it's plain, but I'm not worried because I'm going to be putting pockets or something on these front and back covers. Now, so we've strengthened the outside spine, so now we need to strengthen it on the inside, and I like to use fabric for that. And I've just got some cotton, like it's a calico fabric, and so I'm just going to glue it to the spine like that. And I'm not too worried about the edges at this point, these edges, because I'm going to probably, you know, later on when I finish the journal, I'll cover those up with something. I could have stuck these down and stuck this on, or actually stuck this down first and then stuck these over the top before I sewed. I could have done that, and then I would have sewn all the way around here as well, and sewing down there would have caught the fabric in there as well. So you can do that. You can sew this in as well and glue these down first. But I think I'm just going to glue, because if I sew down here now, it's going to leave a second line on the outside there. So this is okay. I'm just going to glue it down. So I'm going to get some tacky glue for this, because I find that's pretty good for fabric. So I'll just put it across and need a fair bit of glue to make sure it sticks down properly. The glue will dry clear, so it's just going to show through a bit until it dries. Just glue that down like that. Make sure I've got it even. Doesn't matter if it hangs over the edge a little bit. I usually just, when it's dry, I'll just pull it and fray it a bit more, because I quite like the frayed edges. Okay, so we'll let that dry. And later on I will work on these front and back covers. So now the spine is nice and, what's the word? It's a lot more sturdy. And we'll have our signature sewn in there. And there we go. It just looks like that. So that's the cover done for now. So what I'm going to do is get my pages again, and all I'm going to do today, I think, is Where are my pages? Here they are. Do a bit of stenciling and stamping on some of the pages, and I thought I might try out adding some just little splotches or splotches with some pink watercolours. So I'm going to give that a go. Got a couple of stencils here. This is a floral one that I often like using, and then this one, and I really like this little doily one actually, so I might use that. This is a stick-on one, so you sort of stick it down and then you peel it off again once you've done it. Let's have a look in here first. Just decide where I want to do this. So I'll leave that page. I think I might do a bit of a stamp on this page, so I'm going to use just the script stamp. It's going to give me a bit of background. It's like a background stamp, so I'm going to do it in the brown, not in the black, because I think the black's going to be too black's going to be too harsh in this journal. So, and just a little bit, I don't do the whole, like, just do a little bit like that, and I'll just show you what that looks like. So you just got a little touch of a script there as a little background. I mean, if you add pockets over the top or anything like that, that's okay. I'm just going to add it here and there to add something. And it looks really nice and vintagey. That one. On this one I might just wondering if I might do some this stenciling. Yeah, I'm just going to use, rather than fiddle around with this one, which I have to stick down, I'm going to use my floral one, which I use a fair bit. So just where I want it to be, like this. I'll just, see, that's not a very good, I've got bits falling off that sponge. So just a little touch on some of the pages. Like that, it just adds a little bit of something. Okay, so that's that one and that one. Now, the lighter pages like this one. Now these are the ones that I want to try some, maybe some little splashes of watercolour paint, but I haven't got that out ready yet. Or, but I'm going to do a little bit of the script stamp just in the background. I could do it with pink, but I think I'm going to use this colour. So that's it on the lighter colour page. You can probably see it a bit better. Now this one definitely needs something. Let's do some pink stenciling. I think I my ink's going to work. I've had it for a long time, so I'm not sure. And the grandkids have been into it too, so I'm hoping it's not dirty. Let's see, like this way. Oh yeah, it's working. It's very pale. It's called Spun Sugar. That looks nice. It matches the red page on that side too. There we go, and maybe a bit more down the bottom corner. There we go. So I'm not going to do all of them. I might leave that one. The envelope I'll be working on later. I'm just going to do some on this side. So let's do a bit of brown. And there's a nice rose there, so I want to get that in. There we are. Looks nice. I'm not sure about this page yet, but I can come back to it. Do this one. Let's see if I can stamp on that with the pink. Not really sure. Oh, that's okay. It's come out brown. All good. So I'm just adding, like, you know, little touches, and as I said, it doesn't matter if you're going to cover up the page with something. It's just a start. So pink on this one as well. It's got little hearts on it as well. Lovely. This one. Okay, let's see. A bit more stamping. Try and do it a bit quicker. And, you know, later on, once I've decorated it up a bit and I know what I'm doing, I might add more stamps here and there, like butterflies and other things. See if I can do a bit of pink on this page. There we go. Very soft, you can hardly see it. And maybe down in this corner as well. There we go. I mean, you could do it with a darker or, you know, a brighter ink if you wanted to, but I just I just wanted a subtle, just wanted it subtle. I'm going to hurry this up a bit so that you don't get too bored. Let's do some of that on here. Do some maybe some brown stencil for a change on here. Over here. This one's some pink. And once we've finished sort of doing these background bits, we can, in the next video, I will start making some inserts, decorating the pages. I think that looks really pretty on there, on the white page, the pink. Leave that one. So this one I'm going to put something on there when we come to that. one we're going with pink again because I like the pink on the white paper. I think that looks really nice. Oh, that's my sprinklers coming on if you can hear a noise. This little rose over here. Could probably do some stamping as well actually, mix it up a bit. Just like that. There we go. And I've already inked around my pages, by the way. I did that off camera. And I think that'll do for now. I've done some of them. So next I'm just going to get some watercolour paint out and see if I can do some splashes on some of the pages. Okay, so I've got my paints ready and I've got, this is just a blank palette that you can buy and you can put your own paints in there, but I don't actually have a pink in those ones, so I've got a pink here and I think I'm going to mix a bit of pink with a bit of red just to tone it down a bit because it's a bit bright, and I want to do some red anyway, so I like reddy pinky colour, so I'll see what I can come up with. But I better move my pages. And I haven't actually done this before on my journal pages. I've only, done it obviously on watercolour paper, but so I'm just going to see how it goes. Let's see if we can mix up a colour. We'll get pink. It's got a bit of blue in it. My grandson's been playing around, so it's a little bit purpley, but that's okay because if you do put a drop of blue with any colour, it just kind of, it neutralises a little bit, so it's not as bright, it kind of dulls it down, so I don't mind that. We want it more vintagey, we don't want a bright pink anyway. So let's try this warm red because there's actually a lot of warm reds in the kit. They're not so much cool reds. So that's quite a nice colour that I can do on a page, and then I might just make one that's a bit more pinky, so a little bit of red and maybe more pink. I could add yellow too, that would help. That's quite a nice pink. That's a corally pink that I was looking for with the bright pink plus a little bit of this red. Now I might need more paint. They're looking a little bit watery. More pink. Not sure whether to add any yellow. We could add a bit of white. I don't use the white very often. Actually, I don't think I need it. And more pink. Okay, so that one's a nice pinky colour. That one's a bit redder. These colours are they're fairly cheap, so they're not, not very pigmented. So I'm just going to choose some pages. It's a bit of an experiment, but hopefully it'll look nice. So I don't want to do the middle one. And I need to keep my pages in order, so I'm going to put them face down as I do this. So I might do this one. Let's try some of the red and see how we go. So all I'm going to do is just tap. Actually, we'll try tapping on the paintbrush first. Oh yeah, and just flicking it like this. That's quite nice. Or you can go like this. I think I like doing it like this. Yeah, that's pretty good. So that's what that one's turned out like with the reddish colour. So I'm going to need to let that dry. So I'm going to get my pages mixed up, aren't I? Doesn't matter. I'll be able to figure out what order I had them in. Now, so the next page is this one. Should I do a bit of pink maybe? It's got red on it already. That means I'm flicking it everywhere. A bit of the more pinky one. Let's see how we go. Just a couple here and there on that one. And as I said, I'm it's more than likely that I will cover these up, but it's just nice to have something in the background. That's more pinkish, that one. So let's let that one dry. I think I might leave this page doing other things to it. Yeah, why not? Let's do it on this one. Knowing me, I'm going to end up doing it on just about every page because I just love splashes of paint. I think that's on the other side. Oh yeah, I just think they look so nice. Just a little bit, not too much. Next one. And I'm liking the colours. I think they're pretty good. I did think about spraying the page with water first, but that would make the paint sort of disperse, and I don't really want that look. I prefer the sharp dots rather than them sort of dispersing outwards. So I'm just going to do it like that. And you can still write on these pages, but I'll try some on the other side because otherwise it's going to be all on one side. So I just need a little bit more paint. In there. And that's nice and pink. Oh, I like that. I like that colour. So that one's more brighty pinky, which is really nice. And they won't take long to dry because it's just a few. So let's leave one page blank. Let's do this side of this one with some red. Nice. And there's no reason why you can't do this over your patterned pages either, if you wanted to do that. You know, whatever you like, anything goes. Pinks on this one. Why not do the other side as well? This is a watercolour brush, but if you had a stiffer brush, you could do the flicking thing. Doesn't work so well with this one because it's a bit soft. So about the envelope. Now I'll leave the envelope. Yeah, I'm doing just about every page. It's okay. It's gonna make it nice and cohesive throughout the journal. I'm loving it. I do love playing around with paint. I've got some old videos on my YouTube channel where I've done some acrylic paintings, but I've also done some watercolour, and I've done some mixed media in my journals. And I want to do a lot more of that. That one, I think I'll leave the next one. And I'll do, actually, no. This one's white, so I will do this one. Let's get some more paint. Red, pink. It looks really nice against the pink stenciling that we did. I'm not sure if my camera's picking it up. It's night time here, so I've got a kind of a bright light on, so you may not be picking up the colours very well. Do I do this one? Yes, I do. This is going to be the front page, or the second page in the journal. I think I'll do a bit more red on it. Yep. And it's okay to turn it over. A bit more red. Nice. There we go. So now I'll just wait for them to dry, and I'll put all my pages back together and then show you. Okay, so I have finished, they're all dry, and I've put my pages back in, but I don't think they're in, well, they're not in the same order exactly. But I think I'm happy with the order that they're in. So we've got there, and we've got these nice splashes on there, and that one and the red one. Some plain ones. I've got the patterns there and the splashes there, some plain ones, and then we've got some pink splashes here. My phone's running out of battery. I'm hoping that I can get through this. Actually, we've got 2 there. I'm wondering if I should swap this one, maybe there. Plain ones, got one there, and there, and there. They look really nice on the back of that one. And then we come to the middle and got the envelope there, and quick flip through before my battery goes flat. So it's looking like this, and I mean I may swap them again. That's the beauty of not sewing them in straight away too, because as you work on them you might want to swap them around. So that, I think that red looks really nice against that red, and then that darker coffee dyed one, and there we go. So that's it for today's video, because it's getting long again. So in the next one we'll start making our inserts to go inside the journal. And I think for my first one I'm going to use my offcut of the manila file folder. So if you have an old file folder or even just some cardstock, we'll do that. So that's it for today. Thanks for watching, and here's our cover, and hopefully I'll see you in the next video. Thanks, bye bye.